working on messages and predictions for our future. What do the angels want to know? And I've been feeling today like we need to do some protection, calling in some prayers. Maybe it's just for this reading. So I want to do my protection prayer this time, and we will get started in just a moment. Join with me in this protection prayer for ourselves and our homes and our loved ones. All beings, thought forms, entities, technologies, and artificial intelligences that do not have our best and highest good, or the highest good of all life on earth, and that are not in service to the one true source of all creation, the great I am, and the technology they use, such as nanodust, smart dust, black goo, tracers, trackers, implants, blockers, algorithms, and operating systems, and all else not for the highest good of humanity. We command all to leave this live stream, to leave this channel, to leave our bodies, our minds, and our energy fields once and for all. Go to the abyss and never torment humanity again. Your contracts on earth are null and void. All empty space left by these dark forces are now filled with the light of Christ energy, the power of Holy Spirit, our guardian angels of light, our ancestors of light, divine love of all that is holy and good. We invite truth and clarity into the space with healing and liberty for all. It is so. Let it be. Let's get started, everyone. I have my Violet Flame music playing here in the background. I hope it's not too loud. I have the some angelic messages coming in from Spirit. There is a lot happening. I did get a message today from someone who got intel from someone else that the structure of the Washington, D.C. geometry that was dedicated to the dark forces has actually been disturbed. So what they did allegedly is they put a demonic sacred geometry. So it was a demonic geometry that dedicated the structures of DC, Pentagon, Washington Monument, and all these other, the White House, and all these other early dark Masonic symbolisms that were throughout Washington, D.C. Basically, it dedicated the land to dark forces. It's also why they took Washington, D.C. and did not let it be an actual state. It is actually not part of the true Republic of the U.S. So it was kept separate and then dedicated to the dark forces through geometry. And I heard that the recent ballroom upgrade that was done in the White House actually disturbed the entire geometry and messed up the pattern that had dedicated it to the dark forces, and that this renovation in the White House was disturbing and returning energy to a more organic form in DC. I was actually in Washington, D.C. yesterday, Monday night, for a fundraiser for somebody, and she's the one that actually sometimes has a lot of trouble going into DC because of the dark energy. So she brings in the dark reflective hematite. That's about the only thing that works for her. And for me, we walked throughout DC. I think we were right behind the Capitol. And she said the energy was so different. The energy was so different. She said it was nice. It was a good energy. And I too, when I was there, I didn't feel any negative energy. So I think that there is some truth to the dark forces having lost some power in DC. So that is a win for humanity. I wanted to start out with that. I cannot read your comments. For some reason, YouTube, oh wait, now it's working. Can you see me now? Okay, YouTube was not working with the comment section in the beginning, so I think we'll be able to see your comments now. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Please give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and let's get started. We're going to be looking at predictions, coming world changes, and any guidance for our future. I literally heard the words guidance for our future. So we're just going to do card pull after card pull and see what the angels and the guides want to say to us today and the universe. We have the King of Pentacles coming in. So the first message coming in, guidance for our future, or what do we need to know? And I'm asking on a world scale or a national scale. I'm going to try to use my clairvoyance and tap into sight as well as the cards here. So there is a king or a leader or leadership. That is the first message coming in. Let's see what Spirit wants to say. What do you want to say about this leader? Who is it? Okay. I saw President Putin. I saw President Trump. And I just saw the light flickers. So this could be about a deal going on. It's independence. It is about a nation, the Empress card. It is about a contract or policies or agreements. Someone's going independent. Someone has signed a policy that has made their country independent. Let's see who this is. What message coming in? Betrayal, manipulation, and technology. Okay, they use technology to possibly gain back control and make, is this technology that has been hijacked or technology that is being used for good? Definitely something concerning betrayal, hijacking. This is a victory for humanity over some deep, deep corruption in a financial system. Okay, so I believe that this message coming in is from President Putin. I believe that he has overcome a type of bondage in his country. And I'm going back to an article that I saw just a few weeks ago that he has been separating his country from the international bankers and that they have actually been free. So this is a message coming in for the future of humanity. I believe he is leading the way. A system, something being worked on, okay? And I hear the words, it's being watched. His system of how he separated some of the dark elite bankers out of his country, that system is being watched by the rest of the world. It is causing a lot of havoc and confusion in the world because it is disconnected from other systems. So I think the universe is saying Europe might be going through some transitions. We have a shift of time, and then there is a page of wands, which is a brand new inspiration. So some people will be shifting to this new way of living, banking, of living with resources that Russia has adopted. And I want to remind everyone, according to Edgar Cayce, the mystics of the last 200 years, Rudolf Steiner, other mystics have predicted that the next coming superpower is not, we're going to finish with the US, yes, but it's not traditionally considered the US, it's considered Russia. And because it has, Russia is tapping into higher grade technology, and the US is possibly at its peak point and will not continue, will not be a dominant superpower for thousands of years. That is the prediction from the esoteric mystics of old. The US is part of the old English dominant system, which was England and the UK and Britain of the last 1,000 years. So USA is an extension of that system, according to what they shared in their esoteric visions. The US as a superpower was part of the is part of the English world superpower, right? The Anglo-Britain, the Anglo-Saxon Empire of the last 1,000 or so years. The next empire is coming in, and it's going to be 1,000 years again, 1,000 years to 1,500 years, and it's going to be Russia. So I believe that this is lining up. I think all eyes are on the US, but Spirit is saying where people really should be focused on and who is really leading the energetic timeline shift is not the US in its liberation, in its national independence. National independence has been achieved by Russia as the forerunner. And it is shifting the world and is an inspiration to all. Okay. Ask if the large underground excavation for the ballroom attached to the White House was to unearth something connected to Tartaria or retrieve a relic. Good question. Okay, the renovations in the ballroom, Spirit. Was it connected to Tartaria or a special relic? And if not, what's connected to it? Thank you. You want to connect to the energy of the ballroom and any excavation there. Thank you. Transformation and ending. So we got the death card and the ending card of dark, heavy energy. So they went in to take out something dark, possibly controlling. It was planned and it was work. Magician. This is a magical card. Something or someone with intense, strong energy. Look at that. Look at that chalice in the knight's hand. This is really making me think of something. Now, I'm not saying it is, but it's making me think of the Holy Grail. Healing for humanity, a humanitarian object, a humanitarian relic, something along the lines of Rosicrucians, something along the lines of the ancient stored technology of old, something very magical as well. I am seeing a vault, like a sealed vault, like literally sealed when nobody could access it, but it's not a vault. It's like a massive steel container that was, what is it called? Whatever, sealed, airtight. It's something with an H. Hermetically sealed, something like that. There is a massive vault underneath there. What else can you tell me? There was something special. I don't think it was the only reason why they did it. They moved it, or it was moved. Travel. I think it belongs somewhere else. We have the Emperor card here. I'm seeing Scotland or Ireland. Maybe it came from Scotland or Ireland. Relics of some sort. There was definitely, and I'm seeing it like a ball of light. That's more like an atom, or not an atom, but like an actual crystalline ball of light, like in an airtight container, suspended in the air, and it's like a ball of crystal light. That's just what I'm seeing. Maybe it's the energy from the object I'm seeing, but I am getting a massive steel container. I'm getting it sealed, airtight sealed. In fact, I think some of the codes to open it, or the way to open it, was so advanced, and if not advanced, only a few people had the codes or knew what was in it. It came from a very far country. I'm thinking Scotland, Ireland. I'm not getting Britain. I'm seeing something very energetic in its energy. It is definitely some sort of healing for humanity. There was something there. Okay. All right. Hermetically sealed. Thank you. Hermetically sealed. Yes, it was something. And I don't think the people who took care of that space, not the container, but the space, they didn't know what it was. If you have any follow-up questions, is there any other reason for going into the ballroom and changing things around? Did they have multiple? I'm hearing the words, why didn't they do it earlier? I think because it was a big operation. They needed to be prepared. Anything else you could tell us about why that ballroom was redone? Any other? Okay, we got the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. We got work on it. I think they've been working on it for a long time. We're just seeing the top side renovation now. That's why Spirit said the question, ask why they haven't done it sooner. The answer is they have been working on it sooner. They've been working on it for a very long time. But we're just seeing the top side renovation as a result of everything that's been going on. There is definitely some sort of documents or codes. This could be a reference. I don't know if it's connected to the Smithsonian. That building is coming in. Library of Congress, books. Something might be interlaced or interconnected, because it was either a tunnel or it was some sort of book. All three of these cards, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the King of Swords, could all represent books in tarot, writing or communication. So they might have been accessing somewhere or working on something related to the Library of Congress, the Smithsonian, or any ancient documents. They were looking for a strategy. What is this? What is this that they're working on? This could also be blueprints, the blueprint and the geometry, books, writing, communication, codes. Because when I did see this King of Swords, I did hear the word codes, computer codes, but it didn't make sense. So it could be a geometry code, which is confirming what we heard. Tell us about this strategy. They needed a lot of people to work on this, and they needed to, this is interesting. They needed to get a lot of people involved and then to do it quickly, because it seems like some of the people who had the codes had actually been in custody. Some of the people who knew had actually been in custody, and they needed to put a lot of pressure on certain people, a group, to release this information or to collect the information. So AKA, the people who had this might not have been very positive and were in custody, and they actually had to apply a lot of pressure to them to finish this job and to get, I'm seeing this is connected to the Epstein list as well, but it's almost as if they had to really, really get pressure to get the details, the codes, the work, to make sure that this was not going to explode on them, to make sure there were no fail-safes. They need to do a lot of homework to find out how to get to this artifact or these documents, or to get underneath the Library of Congress or the Smithsonian, whatever these artifacts are. They had to do a lot of work working with several people who are actually in custody, and they had to be careful to make sure they got all the details. So there was a lot of pressure put upon a lot of people to do this. Definitely about blueprints, definitely about writing and in words. Yeah, Hanged Man, betrayal. They had to be very, 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 very careful. This was huge. This was very dangerous as well, because if they would have done something, I think that there were multiple fail-safes that they could have triggered if they didn't get the right information. Okay. What fascinating information today. Put your questions in the chat if you have anything that you really want to know about. And we're just going to keep getting messages for our future as a world, as the ascension, and as we grow here. Spirit, simple question. It can ask yes or no. Was Roosevelt also looking for it when he constructed the EOB building? And as side note, did they find Nixon's energy formula hidden? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, let's do Roosevelt. Was Roosevelt looking for this when he constructed the EOB building? Could you put in what is the EOB building? I apologize. I'm not sure what that is. I probably could figure it out, but I don't want to get out of the groove here. But I don't need it for the card pull, just to let you know. I don't need it for the card pull. What was Roosevelt looking for this artifact or artifacts? Okay, I'm getting a no. I think a group of people told him to stop. I think he might have been involved, because we're getting a no, and then we're getting groups of like his family, but not family, like his people. So I'm getting something about the blueprints. He knew they were there. He knew something was there, an artifact or blueprints of some sort. And look at that again. Yeah, he knew it was there. I think he was interested and began working, because we do have the work card again, but he was told to stop. But I would say yes. Nixon's energy formula. Did they find Nixon's energy formula? Spirit, what can you tell us? Was Nixon's energy formula found? So I got a yes. Okay, and then it was, okay, this is interesting. So the past is yes. The first card on top is yes. The second card is manipulation and legal ramifications. The legal side of things came in. They then transformed it or lied about it. I'm not getting lied. They got some sort of changing hands, transformation. They said or did something that switched the legal side of things, and they did find it and are using it in current technology today. So someone found it. Whoever they is, somebody found it. And it's being used as advanced technology today. The star card, like advanced technology. But there's something about they could not use it because of something legally they could not do. And then they had to transform something, death and rebirth, and they used it for, I'm hearing the word quantum physics. I'm seeing the alternate, I'm actually seeing facilities that make government spacecraft and government experimenting with government craft that could be alien type craft that we know of today. I'm definitely seeing secret facilities where they began experimenting with a formula. Executive office building that was torn. What was torn down? Okay, that was torn down. Okay, thank you. The executive office building was what Roosevelt was looking into when he constructed it. I believe that he knew about it and he was told to stop something. Okay, what's coming for the future of humanity, Spirit? Is there anything we need to know? First message came in was Russia is leading the way in evolution, in ascension, in national sovereignty. What other messages do you want to tell us about our future and coming predictions? What do we need to know? Wow. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles, so something's coming. And I heard the words with this card, expect, and then this card was on the other side, and I heard the word arrests. Expect arrests. The card that followed this was the Devil card. So this is negative people getting arrested. And the card underneath that one is underground, hidden, syndicates, crime, bosses, negative networks of criminal activity. Expect arrests and some victories. And with this card, I'm seeing military movement. Expect the military to be moving in different parts of the world. I want to know if this is just the USA or if this is going to be worldwide. And I believe that this is connected to the Epstein lists, Epstein releases. Expect to see military movement. Expect to see arrests. I get the Fool card and the 10 of Wands and the Strength card. So with this Fool card, I think it's going to be in new locations across the world, in the sense of expect movement into locations that have never had it. So it's not so much of where the military is right now. They're going to be moving. They're going to be starting new operations. They're going to be doing new missions. They're going to be doing new types of arrests. It's going to be brand new situations. And literally something just popped up on my phone and said panic is setting in. Oh my goodness. It's a political notification, but it said panic is setting in. Yeah, expect arrests, expect military operations, SWAT teams, aircraft, movement, and just some activity we've never seen before. And it's okay. They are taking out the negative, the nasty bad guys, to put it lightly. Okay, any other messages coming in for our future? Anything we need to be aware of? Thank you. I want to thank you all for the gifts and the donations you sent me. Oh my goodness, I have little Archangel Michael here. I have Archangel Michael back here, if you can see that. I have my books and my toys. My toys, yes. And I am so grateful to you all for giving me such a beautiful birthday. It's December 3rd, and I'm just so grateful. I will really, really enjoy. Like, it's like I've had an early birthday. Any other messages, Spirit? Guidance for our future, what's coming? Something about humanity? Something about the earth? Is this a country? Who is this? And so I got the Empress card. So this is a specific country. I'm going to try to see. It's the people in that country. So it's a message for people in that country. Okay, I'm actually seeing some of the uprisings in the UK, like Ireland. Something being worked on. This card is positive. It's future independence. There's a group of people that have been working hard to free their country and make them independent. And I believe independence is coming to more countries than we realize. I saw the USA, I saw Ireland, and I saw different parts of Britain. Britain is really, really later. I see them slower, but I do see some people that are really fighting for national sovereignty. There's also a few countries in Europe, Slovenia. There's a few countries in Europe, Slovakia. There's a few countries in Europe, like Poland, but I'm getting is it Switzerland? Yeah, I'm getting some around the Alps are going to be, they're trying really hard to get their sovereignty out of the cabal's hands and into their own people's hands. I believe Ireland is, and the USA, they're really close to getting national sovereignty in place. They have two systems running side by side. They're working very hard, and I think the spirit, their guides want them to know you're doing good. What you are hoping for is working. If you are working, praying, serving, watching for your nation to become sovereign, Spirit saying this message is for you. It is working. Your work is working. There is some stress. There's some stress over the homeland that they're not moving fast enough, that the military is not moving fast enough to secure. I'm hearing the words, our borders aren't being secured, and the military is not moving fast enough or not doing their job. There's something in different countries of people who might have been feeling. So this is for you if you've been feeling this way. If you've been feeling your country is not doing its job to secure your borders and not moving fast enough to take care of crime at the border, and I'm not just talking about the USA. I literally am seeing Ireland. I'm seeing parts of the UK, parts of England. And in Spirit says, I see your stress. I know that you're focused on your family. You're focused on your homeland. You're focused on your people. So this message is for you. If you hear this message, you are supported more than you know. Okay, you are supported more than you know. And we have there are groups of people that do have a strategy. And I do feel that you're the ones that are guarding your nation. Okay, the beings of light, ascended ones, angels, galactics, the ones who are protecting your country, that are guarding it, they do have a plan. So if you've been wondering, do we have a plan? Is there a plan for our nation? The message coming in is yes, there is a plan for your nation, and they do see your cry. You do have national independence coming, so that's beautiful. There is something about getting people back in control of their own countries. All right, what other message is coming in for our future? What do we need to know? Thank you so much for joining me today. Please subscribe if you like this content. Okay, someone's grieving about something or someone. There is a grief or a something coming in, a grief or a fear. So let's just pull more cards. We have the Five of Cups and the Queen of Swords. So some sort of fear here, rising, betrayal, Hanged Man. Okay, so interesting. So there seems to be a betrayal in the past that happened, something that really, really, really hurt negatively parts of the world, parts of humanity, This is a humanitarian project that might have been put on hold, temporarily paused, and you're like, I really need this humanitarian aid in this part of my country, or I really need aid. This could be someone on food stamps needing things to get back to normal, which it should be by now, but this could be any kind of policy that cut off humanitarian aid. So if that's you watching and you're like, why is that not coming to my country, to my people, or even to me personally? Spirit is saying that I see that something was put temporarily on hold. I think that this could even be some humanitarian projects worldwide that were temporarily put on hold. We have the King of Wands coming in, so there is a leader. What is this message? Yeah, this is a grief over a policy that changed certain things. Ooh, okay. Okay, this, it's not related to health though, is it? This is a policy. Interesting. Is this health or is this humanitarian? Timeline shift, something. This is not health. This is something more. Okay. There's humanitarian aid that was stopped. This could be in Gaza. This could be in some strip in the Middle East. This could be aid to certain people groups, refugees. And this could even be aid that was supposed to go to certain people looking for asylum. And Spirit is saying the aid was put on hold. The aid was put on hold, and this isn't travel. Well, it could be traveling to get asylum, traveling to get a visa, traveling from one place to another, and things are just moving really, really slow. So what's the message, Spirit? What do we need to know for our future? There's going to be an upgrade. Ooh, and a massive change to way people travel and integrate across nations. So it's almost like people is saying, there's some people on this live that I feel like there's several groups of you. There's some people on this replay or on this live that feel like there's too much immigration and it's not being done right. It's not fair. It's illegal, right? The illegal traveling of people across borders. And then there's another group of people that it's like, but they're true people looking for asylum and looking for help. So I'm getting like messages coming in from Spirit for both of these people. And this is what the message is. The entire universe put a tight temporary grip on all moving across countries. Why? Because it got so confusing, it actually was destroying the energy of Earth. Things got too confusing. Too many people were coming across illegally, and too few people were able to access legal means of traveling from country to country. And it got very, very manipulated and abused by dark energy and dark forces. So there's a lot of abuse when it comes to people traveling across borders. And this is coming in for many, many nations across the world. The abuse that happened where some people were actually refused to legally come in, but then other people were allowed to come in illegally and were given money. And it was almost a betrayal energy to the entire world, because I'm not here to take political sides, okay? I'm here to read the energy of what's happening. And it's like the universe said, my nose is itching. So that's actually like sometimes a sign of manipulation. My face is itching. It's a sign of, it was a mass manipulation for people or leaders, certain leaders, aggrandizement is coming in. They wanted to get rich or fulfill their desires of, it could be anything. It could be trafficking. It could be they wanted certain people in for voting reasons. It could be they wanted this. It was a manipulative move to destroy how humanity moved from country to country. And I'm hearing the words over the last 60 years. Very manipulated. Very manipulated. And Spirit is saying it's all effed up. It's all not right, in the sense of there was many injustices over whether people can come in legally, who can get asylum, who can't get asylum. The wrong people are getting an asylum. The wrong people are being kept out. And it literally was such a mix-up. And Spirit is saying, I know, I see you, and I will resolve it. It's going to take some time, but people are working on calming down the energy of immigration across the world. And I'm hearing the message, both sides are right. Both advocates, the ones who want safe borders and the ones who want to bring in proper people, both sides are right. And I think Spirit is saying, don't divide over the immigration issue, because I am going to resolve it. It's going to take time, but it is being worked on. It is being worked on, because we're cleaning out the agendas behind everything. Yes. Is it bothering you? I have some violet flame, only it's an orange flame playing. I just felt a little wonky when I came in. So I played it because it calms me down, and I did the protection prayer. Yeah. I hope it's not bothering you all. It just helps me stay calm and channel better. I feel you're talking to a personal thing I'm going through right now. Interesting. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, any messages coming in for our guidance for our future? Guidance for our futures. Are there any topics you wish for me to talk on? If there's any topics you wish for me to talk on in the future, go ahead and put them in the chat. If you'd like to do Q&As and more Q&As and more like this, go ahead and put that in the chat. Yeah. Just like what's going to... Would you be interested in more personal readings coming in from Spirit? What guidance do you have for our future, Spirit? Thank you. The Emperor, Temperance card, conflict, healing to a war, policies, agreements, high vibrational people, and inspiration. Okay. So guidance for our future, or a prediction from our future? Interesting that you just said that. Will peace come to Ukraine anytime soon? It's just so interesting that you said that, because I got the message here is expect a war to be healed. There's agreements and negotiations being signed, and expect a war to heal and to end. Something to be resolved. Now, I'm not saying that this is Ukraine. I can definitely pull for Ukraine, but this is definitely saying there's a conflict coming in the world that's going to calm down. Let's see if we can get any guidance on this. Is this Ukraine? I'm also seeing Venezuela, though. Stress. The end. Okay, there's definitely going to come an end. It is a plan by, I call them future humanity, but it's the white hats, those who can see the future properly. I feel that this is Venezuela. Peace coming to Venezuela soon. Let me pull on Ukraine and see if we get the same answer. Peace soon, within the month. There's a conflict that will calm down within possibly the month of December. It could be Venezuela. It could be the Middle East. I'm not getting the feeling of Ukraine in this message that came in. But I do think in the next month we will see a war calm down and resolutions be made. Spirit, will Ukraine end anytime soon? Resources blocked. Wow, 4 of Pentacles and the block card. Stolen resources blocked. Devil card would be a no. The Emperor card, it's a leader again. And the Empress, a nation. So this is, I think, what's going on and why it's not ending. I'm just saying from what the card reading, and the first message that came through is they are trying to negotiate for certain resources or land to be returned or moved. And people have either lost the resources and cannot find them in order to resolve the conflict, or they're refusing to give up the land. Something about resources, land, goods, something is in the mix there, and someone is not letting something go. But I'm also getting the vibe here, like they lost the deed, or they lost the resources, or they don't have the accurate information. They can't find something, and it's big. I do not know what that is. I do not know what that is. It's something revolving around the nation or the land of Ukraine, some sort of, or maybe it's Russia. It's something involving the land and the resources. And it's almost like someone is saying, I don't have that, or I can't give that. I can't provide that. The death card, a tower card, geez Louise, and the lies. So yeah, someone's just refusing to cooperate, telling lies and refusing. Someone might have died that had the key to something, or that signed something, or this isn't just this is a death and a tower and a lie. So it's really hard to see why, but as of right now, the Ukraine war is tied up. We do have an ace and a desire, so it will come. It will come eventually, okay? It is the plan. It is the plan to end. They just are still negotiating, and there's still something in the universe that's not letting it happen. And it's not that the universe is not letting it happen, but like they need to go through a major shift before it will happen. The universe is working to shift it. It will happen. It's just right now, it's just kind of tied up. Well, did you get the block? Yes, I did get the block. I got something was blocked. Apologies. I was making sure I was reading it correctly. So I did get the block, meaning something's being held up to finish this deal. Corruption. They don't know where the money went. That's exactly how it feels. Who's got the money? And it's almost like, I felt like when I first saw these two cards, it's like, you need to return this and you need to return that, and we'll call it good. And they're like, we don't know who has it. Literally. Did not give up a nuke. Well, the nuke would confirm because of the tower card. That is an explosion, right? They're lying. Explosion, death. Something that can explode and cause death. So thank you for clarifying, because I was like, who's lying about? Yeah. And I have to sometimes take these cards literally, because they do come out literally for me. They literally are literal for me. Sometimes they're like an explosion, a death, a lie. That's literally what those three cards say. So somebody's lying about some sort of property, and it's very important to settle this deal, and somebody doesn't know. Somebody doesn't know. Like 6 officials fled Ukraine over corruption, a big scandal. Then that's probably what it is. Something about leadership is confirmed. Leader. And then we have a country. So yeah, I think it has to do a lot with exactly what you said. Someone's got something and nobody knows where it is or where they are. But it will end. Yes, it will end. It is the plan. The universe is working on it. Okay, anything that we can expect for the month of the rest of, let's just say the holidays. Anything that we can expect for the holidays that we need to be aware of on a worldwide scale or national scale? Are we going to cruise through the holidays? Are we going to be happy through the holidays? Or are we going to have shocks and shifts? What can we expect to see the most throughout the holidays this year? Okay, so we have the two of Pentacles and the military card, Knight of Swords again. In the past energy, we have some grief. We have something moving, leaving, traveling, and then we have victory. So the biggest thing that we're going to see over the holidays is possibly military activity, but we're not going to know what it is. If you're of low vibration, you should be scared. If you're causing grief to humanity, they're coming for you. What else can we expect throughout the holidays? Victory, happiness overall. We're having the card of not seeing something. We're not going to see. But then we have the card of financial independence and then the banks. So I believe over the holidays, we're not going to see it physically with our eyes, but there is two positive cards here saying there is some independent financial changes coming to the banking system. So that is huge. They're going to do it over the holidays. Changes in our financial system as the banks close. And this card too, closed. When the banks are closed, the finances, you're going to start seeing things shift. Will the citizens of the U.S. get $2,000 before, during the holidays sometime? Will the U.S. citizens, the IRS did just approve $2,000 going to every U.S. citizen under a certain income bracket. Will we see it during the holidays? I'm getting a no, but it's being worked on. So they're trying to, this card of working hard and this card of working hard, but the card of it's going to be a tight fit if we get it before the holidays. So the first card initially was a no, but there's a possibility that that could change if they can get the system upgraded right. Santa Trump. Great. They're going to totally put a Santa hat on him. That's for sure. I did hear that it is a plan of the White Hats to open the new year by abolishing the IRS. We could only hope. Any guidance coming in for the future? Spiritually? Ace of Pentacles and then Five of Pentacles. Those that are lacking. Financial balance. A little bit of confusion and the two systems. There is a chance that the very poor will be given their direct deposits first. There is that possibility. There is a possibility that certain organizations that help the poor will receive more money. It's going to be sporadic. I'm getting financial balance and financial changes. So what do you want to know here? What guidance do you have for us during the holidays? Humanity. Okay, whoa. I got almost the same cards. The Moon card, the Independence card, and the Banks card. So this is basically saying keep some of your money independent from the banks because you just don't know what's going to happen. So take out some cash. Okay, I need to clean the deck because it seems just to want to be talking about money, which is great, right? Hello. Thank you for being here today, everyone. All right. Let's ask for some spiritual guidance, ascension, spiritual growth. What's going on in the world from a more spiritual perspective? Spirit, what can you tell us from a more spiritual perspective? Spiritual growth. How is humanity doing? What are we going to be going through? Thank you so much. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Page of Wands. Okay, not everybody is going to see their progress, but Spirit is saying humanity is doing very, very, very well. We have the Queen of Pentacles, where people are becoming or will be more balanced. They'll be more grounded this year than they've ever been before. I'm hearing the word safer. People are going to be safer. They're going to be more strategic. They're going to be wiser. They are already more concerned about themselves than they are about, they're just more aware. They're more aware of their safety. They're more aware of their family. They're more aware of what matters during this holiday season. There's going to be a lot of people giving a lot of good community effort this season, but I'm also getting a lot of revelation, like people realizing how much we need one another. Disclosure is going to help with this. Any kind of disclosure, especially with the files that might be released, people are going to come together. They're going to awaken. They're going to come to realize truth, and they're going to connect to their true empathy. Like they're going to start feeling their heart again. They're going to stop being so disconnected from each other. And I really do think the division is going to heal. People are going to unite over the children. They're going to reunite over taking care of humanity and taking care of our young. This is actually a plan from the white hats, the people of light that are trying to bring this world to a better place. You could call it future humanity. You could call it spiritual beings, but this is the beings that are actually planning to use this Christmas season, Thanksgiving season, to heal the hearts of humanity. Community, save the children, working together, focusing on yourself, giving more. Okay. There's another message coming in here. 9 of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of support coming in for people who are stressed, whether they're stressed financially, whether they're stressed emotionally. There's a lot of support coming in just from divine energy to support anyone that needs a helping hand. I feel like humanity is going to shift this holiday season. And I feel like humanity is going to say, you know what? I'm tired of the division, and I'm tired of people using other people for their advantage, especially if the files are released, and are really, really going to wake up to their empathy. We have a good future. Okay, travel, the Tower. We got the travel card, okay? So this is making me think traveling, airplanes. I immediately saw airplanes. I did see the Tower card, all right? And then I see the falseness. There could very well be, I need clarity on that, because we are talking spiritually. I'm not trying to talk about political events, so I want to clarify if this is literal or this is physical. Spiritual. But there seems to be some sort of shock, explosion. I heard the word false flag. I don't know if this is a spiritual false flag or if this is a military false flag here. Okay. So Spirit is saying during the holidays, there might be a false flag attempt on travel or on something during these holidays. So what guidance do you have? I was not expecting that, but I confirmed it. The second pole, military, war, and humanity. Those are just the cards that came in. Okay, I'm not saying there's going to be a war on humanity. I am processing the information. There's going to be a possible attempt. Okay, this card is telling me it's either a lie, it's lesser in quality, or it's not going to be as bad, or it's going to be stopped. But the military might step in, and it's going to feel a little bit of a shock to humanity if military is put in different streets of the USA. Okay, it's a strategy to prevent. And then I have more military. So there is going to be a lot of military activity. Once again, we end where we started. There's going to be a lot of military activity in the next few months. And it is for our protection. It is to stop conflict, to stop war, to stop not just war, but of fighting, theft. It's going to protect us in our travel and on our streets. Okay, Spirit is saying here, what guidance do you have for us? Definitely keep money in your pocket, cash on hand, keep it protected, okay? Protect your wallet, protect your money. There's something here about safety though, and the banks will transform. So we're literally getting into the same messages in this card deck as we started with. So maybe somebody needs to hear this for a reason. So expect this holiday season people to really band together and really support one another. Serve your community. Get out there in your community. Bring in the presence of giving and receiving and loving on each other. There will be some things in the world such as military activity, traveling, military travel, military operations. It is for our safety. There might be some shocking things where they have to intervene in some areas. It is for our safety. And you will possibly see glitches in the banking system because the banks are going to use the holidays to upgrade their systems and bring in a new systems to the world, and expect some changes in our financial system as well before the end of the year. I am actually getting a massive death and rebirth to our financial system, especially in the USA. So I locked down for roundups. I'm not getting like stay-at-home protection. I am getting more like we're going to see it traveling through our streets or being moved to our streets. But it doesn't mean those streets might not get asked to lock down. But it is going to be okay. But I think it will be alarming to some people. And so we need to be strong and just let them know that we will be okay. Only chaos merchants in the streets or crisis actors, thus easy takedown of the cabal soldiers. Exactly. Any kind of chaos that starts, I believe that it will be taken care of quite easily. Here with this this tower card, like this is definitely like chaos, a shock to humanity, like boom. And it doesn't mean it's necessarily an explosion. But I do want to put out there is a possibility that there could be different types of explosions or one explosion or one kind of terrorist attack somewhere in the world during the holiday season. And the military will need to go into that city to deal with it. I have to be honest because the cards have always been literal. So I do need to kind of give us the option that there could be a terrorist attack somewhere in the world, and Spirit's saying the military will be right there to deal with it. And so trust that you will be protected and guided in that area. All we need to do is focus on helping humanity make this world a better place. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. I wanted to share that if you're interested in my Manifest Your Destiny course, I actually upgraded it to a 12-week program. It's a 3-month program where I do one-on-one clairvoyant sessions with you personally. You get an online course, and I give you exercises to break generational curses, to break some patterns that are hindering you, and to also begin attracting, building, and creating your life purpose, your business, bringing in abundance, whatever you need and desire to attract but feel blocked. I'm your girl. I will help you with that, with messages from the universe as well as exercises to attract and create what you want. I am offering a free 15-minute consultation, a life purpose reading if you want. I'll definitely be able to give it to you and share my work, no expectations possible. I wonder about the stock market for the rest of the year. Since the cards want to talk about the banks, let's go ahead and pull quickly on the stock market. Wow, it's already been 1 hour. Time flies. What can you tell us, Spirit, about the stock market for the rest of the year? You said for the rest of the year. Okay. Spirit, what messages do you need to tell us? Do we need to know for those invested in the stock market, or how it will shift for us? What will happen, if anything? So interesting here that we have the Justice card coming in. So this is legal work being done, but it's in the past position. No, you're fine. He says real quick, oh, I'm sorry for overtime work. No, you're good. they're being worked on legally in the past. So this is the past card. So they've already been being worked on. The stock market is being cleaned up somehow. I don't know what that means, but the legal side of things is being worked on. Okay, we have the card of intuition, authenticity, creativity, or to be honest, it's the system of it. So it's like the energy underneath it, because we're talking about stock market. So we're not talking about character here. So I have to read it as a system, the energy behind it. The energy behind it is ending, okay? Things are moving slowly. Things are going to be moving slowly. So no, there's not going to be any major shifts to the stock market. The future energy, or what's happening, is the Four of Wands. I want clarity of that, because that is new energy, it's kind of like grounded energy, stable energy coming to it. So just clarify, Spirit. Yeah, leaving something behind. Something's going to end in the stock market and a new energy is coming in, and something's going to really, really shift with the stock market. But I'm not getting any negative cards for people. It's just an underlying energetic shift that's coming to the stock market. What do people need to know? Okay, I don't think we know the full truth about the stock market. This is the card of fake. This is the card of healing, and this is the card of manipulation, and then the card of lack. Okay, so these four cards are almost like the stock market is not being presented for what it really is. It's going to come into a place of balance and healing concerning the areas in the stock market that have been manipulated and that are actually money's being stolen from people. So I do believe it's going to be very positive for humanity, but it's going to be a slow shift. I don't think you're going to see it based on this Knight of Pentacles, where things are moving slowly. Finances are moving slowly. But I do believe they're currently working on balancing out the stock market to be more profitable for those who are doing it correctly. I hope that helps. Because people keep talking about the AI bubble that might pop, but it sounds like no big pops coming. I didn't see any. I saw a slow wheel of movement. A slow wheel of movement. All right. Well, we'll close it down there. Thank you for joining me. I do want to share, if you're interested in my latest NORWEX product. This replaces paper towels right here. If you wish to save the trees or simply use a more organic type of cleaning that actually grabs up the bacteria and then cleans it with silver microbial agent. This is made in a Norwegian country. It has backlock in it, which is silver and self-cleans, and it collects. You could just use it like the paper towel wool, like you would a paper towel. You wipe it, rinse it under hot water, squeeze it, and then hang it up to dry, and it self-cleans. So when you use the paper towel, you clean it, but it doesn't disinfect. But this helps to remove the bacteria. And I have here some information. You can remove 80 chemicals from your home and save 26 paper towels per year when you switch to NORWEX microfiber with self-cleaning silver agents. So if you are interested in knowing more about these products, down below I have a link that says free discovery call. Look it up in the description. I'll try to put it in the comments. You can book with me a free call to learn about NORWEX, or to book with me and learn more about my online course to help you attract and create a better life with my clairvoyant sessions. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for joining me. If you wish to purchase something for me on the Amazon link or want to send it in a donation for my birthday, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. And those of you who have done it, you have warmed my heart this birthday season. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. I will see you this Sunday, where we're going to be talking about the three heavens, the astral plane, the etheric plane, and the celestial plane. I'll see you this Sunday. Hop on my email list as well. It's all in the description box. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great night.